Yo, what is good, YouTube? What is up? It's been a minute since we've had an update stream. It really has. We've done a lot of Ahsoka streams. And Ahsoka was good, man. Ahsoka was good. Apparently the numbers did come out for Ahsoka. Actually, you know what? That's going to be our first topic. That's going to be our first topic for tonight. So let's go ahead and dive into it. So, Ahsoka review numbers. Where was it? All right. Well, you know what? I can't find the actual video or the actual article I'm looking for, so screw it. We'll just dive into this. All right. So, open image, new tab, and there we go. All right. We'll do this, and we're solid. All right, there we go. So let's actually we'll start off tonight with the topic of Ahsoka, and apparently Ahsoka had some pretty low ratings compared to some other Star Wars shows and just overall. And you guys know, listen, I have enjoyed Ahsoka immensely. I think it's some of the best Star Wars content that we've gotten in a long time. I really do enjoy it. And I think, honestly, out of the people that have watched Ahsoka, I think it's pretty obvious that they like it too. I think that most people that have watched Ahsoka like Ahsoka. To me, I think that's pretty obvious. And I do apologize for the dogs in the background, but better than having them bark outside. Well, let's actually let's dive into this story, man. Okay, so apparently the Ahsoka numbers are not that good, and you guys know that I have enjoyed Ahsoka immensely. I think it's some of the best Star Wars content that we've gotten in a very long time. A very long time. I think you could argue it's probably the best Star Wars content that we've gotten since the Clone Wars. And yes, I know we did get the last season of Clone Wars and everything. Actually, probably the best content that we've gotten since Rebels, because Rebels was pretty damn good as well, which makes sense because this is basically a sequel to Rebels. But I enjoyed this series, and I think most people that did watch it also enjoyed the series. I put up a bunch of different polls as the show was going, and I put up a final poll after the show was over, asking people what they thought about it. And most people did enjoy it. Most people did enjoy Ahsoka. In fact, let's actually take a look at that poll real quick. Let's take a look at that poll. So if we go to my pop culture channel, I'm on my gaming channel account right now. All right. So yeah, the last post that I did on the community tab was about Ahsoka. And I said, now that Ahsoka is over, how did you feel about the show as a whole? 45% amazing. 26% good. So already there we're at the most people. 4% said bad. That's expected. And 26% said didn't watch it. So I do have to kind of wonder, okay, the people that did watch the series, most of them seem to have enjoyed it. Most of them seem to have thought it's pretty damn good because, let's see, 45% plus 26%. What is that? That's that would be 71. Yes, 71%. So most of the people that saw the show liked it. And that's a general vibe I got, from people as I was doing like my Ahsoka coverage. But and I think most of the people subscribed to my channel also saw it, obviously, given the poll. But it seems to me like there was a large majority of the fandom that did not watch this series at all. And that really has me sitting here thinking, like, is Star Wars too far gone? Like, has Disney gone too far? Is there no winning people back? Even if they put out good content, even if they put out good stuff like Ahsoka, like Rebels, most of the Mandalorian, even if they're putting out good content, doesn't matter anymore. Is it just dead? Are people, even if it's good, are people just not interested? Are people so soured on Star Wars that they're just not going to come back to it no matter how good the content is? That's a very likely possibility. The sequels screwed things up big time. Big time. So there may be no saving Star Wars at this point, not as long as it's under Disney, no matter what they do, no matter how good it is. And to be honest with you, I can't blame people. I mean, with how badly burned we got from the sequel trilogy, I'm always hesitant about Disney Star Wars. Now, I'm a reasonable man. So when they come out with good stuff, I'm going to say so. I'm going to be like, yeah, this is good stuff. This is good content. That doesn't mean everything Disney Star Wars is good. Far from it. I have a whole video about the sequel trilogy and how bad that is. And I think in general, Disney under Star Wars has not been good. But there's been some exceptions, as there always is with everything in life. Ahsoka is an exception. Rebels is an exception. Season 7 of Clone Wars, that was under Disney. It's an exception. Rogue One is an exception. I haven't played Jedi Fallen Order or Jedi Survivor, so apparently they're really freaking good. I can't comment on that because I've not played either game. But there has been some exceptions. But when you look at some other stuff, like Obi-Wan had so much potential, but it became the Reva story so fast, and it was like, what the hell are we doing here? Like, I just want a story about Kenobi and Vader. Like, can I just get that? Can we not throw this character in who really has nothing to do with this crap? I haven't seen Andor. I can't comment on that. Book of Boba Fett was bleh. So most of Disney Star Wars is crap. And the big turd in the pile, the big turd in the toilet is the sequel trilogy. And let's try and understand this as clearly as we possibly can here, folks. When we look at Star Wars, at the center of it is the movies. Yes, you have the shows, you have the games, you have the comics, you have the novels. I understand that, but it's like a big solar system, okay? You have all these different planets, and all these different planets are like all the extended stuff, the books, the comics, the shows, the games, all right? But at the center of it is the sun, is the star, and that's the movies, specifically the Skywalker saga. And it all branches out and stems from that. And what happens when the star dies in a solar system? Well, the planets die. Without the life-giving light and energy of the sun, the planets die. So it may be that because the sequels were that freaking bad, because we ended the Skywalker saga on such a terrible note, and because, yes, despite what certain people are trying to claim, these series, Ahsoka, The Mandalorian, all of these series are still leading up to the sequels. They're not going to be decanonized, even though I would love that. It's not going to happen, guys. I don't care who on YouTube says that it is. It's not going to happen. At least not right now. It's not going to happen. Not as long as it's under Disney and Kathleen Kennedy. But everything is still leading up to the sequels. And we know the sequels are garbage. So it may be that the sequels are such a there's such a cancer on the entire franchise that it just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Unaligned Force users. Hey, first time I and many will not accept mediocre writing at best, and that's being nice. Disney has shat all over Star Wars. First of all, welcome to the channel, Unaligned Force user. We're happy to have you here. Thank you for the support. I don't think Ahsoka was mediocre writing. In the same way, to me, I got a lot. Okay. Let me put it to you like this. I'm a prequel defender, and I know the prequels have problems. Don't get me wrong. I know the prequels have problems. George Lucas is not a person director. He's not a character director, all right? He's terrible at directing people. That's why some of the lines sound so, ugh. And he's not a romance writer. We saw it with the Anakin and Padme relationship. Very awkward scenes. But I understood what George was going for, and I think overall the prequels did succeed. Now, a lot of people have some criticisms about the prequels that I just fundamentally disagree with. Like, I don't think the midichlorians are as bad as people say. I think people really misinterpreted that. I think that villains like Count Dooku are very interesting. I think Hayden Christensen was the right person to play Anakin, but I don't think he was directed as well as he could have been. Jake Lloyd, who played Kid Anakin, I think people really misunderstood the whole point of that. The whole point of having Anakin as a kid was to show that Darth Vader was a kid at some point, that evil can come from anywhere. It was to demystify Vader to a certain extent, but it was also to be more realistic, because I got some news for you guys, but some of the worst people in history, Stalin, Mussolini, Hitler, Osama bin Laden, some of the worst people in history started out as kids. Okay, so I think that was the whole point that Lucas is going for there. So I think Lucas does a lot of stuff right in the prequels, and I think overall they're a good product. Now, does Ahsoka have some issues? Yes, it does. But overall, is it a good product? I think it is. And honestly, and I'll keep saying this over and over, if you haven't seen Rebels and you haven't seen Clone Wars, you're not going to get as much out of this series as someone who has, because this series is made for fans of those two shows. It is a sequel to Rebels. It is a continuation of Ahsoka's story, which began in the Clone Wars. And if you haven't seen those series, it is more difficult to follow along, and it is more difficult to get as much out of this as you normally could. That being said, I have had some people reach out to me and say, hey, I didn't see Clone Wars. I didn't see Rebels. I still enjoyed it. Awesome. Thanks. Happy to be here. I am too. I did too. I like the prequels. I love the original trilogy and the prequels. Yeah. To me, the story, I mean, listen, if we're being completely honest here, if I'm being completely honest, everything outside of the Lucas era, I kind of view as second, unless it's made by Dave Filoni. Because Dave Filoni, you have to realize this, Dave Filoni was working side by side with Lucas. All right. Filoni was Lucas's Padawan. He was his student. And he was being set up to be the next Lucas, to be the one that took this thing over. And then Disney and Kathleen Kennedy comes in. So when Dave Filoni makes something Star Wars, or he's involved in something Star Wars, I give it more respect. I give it more, I put it above and beyond stuff that's not Dave Filoni content. And I put it, I don't want to say, I can't really say that I put it on the same tier as Lucas's material. I don't think that's right, but it's right up there. And everything else is kind of second tier. Everything else is kind of like, if this got washed away, if this got decanonized, and that includes the sequels, would it be too mad about it? And in a lot of ways, I consider episode 6 to be the end of the story. And this doesn't even, this goes beyond the Disney content, because even in the old days, before Disney bought the series, there was a lot of Legends material that I did not like Dark Empire, where they bring, in Legends material, they bring Palpatine back in the Dark Empire series. And guess how he comes back? It's a clone body, very similar to what we got in The Rise of Skywalker. I didn't like it there either, because it ruins Anakin's sacrifice. It goes against the whole chosen one thing, which, given all of that stuff did come out before the prequels. So it's like, I think the prequels themselves kind of decanonize stuff like Dark Empire. But then you have the stuff like the Thrawn trilogy, which is absolutely fantastic. But then there's just some others, and I don't like really having any kind of Sith after episode 6. Like, I know there's like Darth Krayt and stuff, and Jason Solo becomes Darth Caedus, and I don't know, like I don't like the idea of the Sith Order continuing after episode 6, because I think the Sith should have died with Sidious. I think that's part of bringing balance to the Force. I don't really like the idea of there being Sith after Anakin kills Sidious. Now, you can still have dark side orders, you can still have dark side villains, but specifically, I don't think the Sith should return. I think you ought to go into stuff like, I don't know, like if you want to have like Sith pretenders, fine, because they're not really Sith. Abeloth, fine. The Yuuzhan Vong, fine. Or create some kind of new dark side order, fine. But I think the Sith should die with Sidious. So, even with some Legends material, I didn't really put on the same tier as the movies, as Lucas's vision. Now, something like Clone Wars, I would, because Lucas was involved in Clone Wars. That was a Lucas story. And because Filoni was working with Lucas on Clone Wars, I kind of consider Rebels and Ahsoka to be in that same realm. But at the core of it is those original 6 movies. And you don't really have to see anything else to really enjoy Star Wars. If you want to just stick to those 6 movies, that's fine. I understand it. So, what does this mean? That Ahsoka's numbers were not as good as I think they should have been? Are we going to get a season 2? Well, it hasn't been announced yet. And I think if the show was more successful, it would have been announced already. But I think we will get a season 2, because we do have the Dave Filoni movie coming. We have the Dave Filoni movie coming. We know that it's coming. So I do think that we are going to get a season 2, and I think that is going to lead up to the Dave Filoni movie, or be a part of what leads up to the Dave Filoni movie. So do I think we're going to get a season 2 regardless of the numbers on Ahsoka season 1? Yes, I do. Is the reaction to Ahsoka season 1 going to change certain things in season 2? Potentially. We'll see. But overall, regardless of what happens, I enjoyed Ahsoka season 1. I had fun with it. And I think it's really good Star Wars. And it brought up some interesting stuff. The lesson that Ahsoka had to learn in this series with Anakin about how to let go of the past and to live for today and to live for the future, that is some Lucas level stuff. That's what stories should do. They should teach you morals. They should teach you life lessons. Good stuff. I liked it, and it works for the Ahsoka character. Great development. There is also a lot of spiritual stuff. Like if we're going into the gods of Mortis again, if we're going into Abeloth, that's really freaking exciting, because that's expanding the lore, and I love that stuff. I'm a sucker for that type of stuff. I eat that stuff up all day, every day. When it comes to the Force, when it comes to the spiritual aspects of Star Wars, I eat that stuff up. That's my favorite part of Star Wars. But I enjoyed it for what it is. Crossing my fingers for a season 2. And I really think the Dave Filoni movie is going to be good. All right. So that's my thoughts on Ahsoka and breaking down the reactions to it and the numbers in regards to viewership. Now, that being said, you guys, oh goodness, I did it. I broke down. I couldn't help myself. I've been wanting to expand, and even though I think that this platform is very cancerous, to be honest with you, I had to do this. I made a TikTok. Yeah, I made a TikTok. There's nothing on there yet. I'm going to start posting stuff on there soon, but it exists. I broke down. I made a TikTok. I was like, listen, I want to expand. I want to get more views. I want to get more of a following. And the best way to do that is to expand to other social media platforms. Other people do it. So here it is. I made a freaking TikTok. It exists. All right. It's here. It exists. If you want to follow me on TikTok, I have the link in the description box down below. All right. I have a link to my TikTok in the description box down below. It's there. What am I going to post on it? I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but it's there. All right. I don't even know that much about TikTok. I haven't really been engaged with the TikTok. Thank you, Unaligned Force User. I appreciate it. Spreading the word. Good stuff. That's one of the biggest things I can ask from you guys. Aside from joining the Patreon, which would also be very much appreciated. Because listen, I have full unedited live reactions to Ahsoka on my Patreon. I have links to that on my Patreon. And they're not public, all right? But the links are on the Patreon. And if you want to get access to that, I have a Patreon. Obviously, financial support's the biggest thing you can do. But the second biggest thing would be to subscribe. And the thing right after that would be to share the content so we get more subscribers. That's very much appreciated. Sharing the content is one of the biggest things you guys can do outside of financial support to help the channel grow. It's very much appreciated. And that's part of the effort that I'm doing here with this TikTok is I'm trying to get the word out more. I'm trying to spread the word because one of the problems with YouTube is getting caught up in the algorithm. And sometimes the algorithm really helps. Sometimes it doesn't. But if I spread myself to other social media platforms, like I'm on Rumble, which I haven't really used Rumble that much. I was using Rumble to do my Ahsoka reactions. All right. So if you go to the Patreon, you click on the link, it'll take you to my Rumble channel where I have the Ahsoka reactions. But I want to spread out, and TikTok is part of that. TikTok is part of spreading out to other social media platforms to get the word out more. That being said, I have also created an account on another social media platform, and this is a newer platform. That is Kick. Now, Kick is a gaming gaming streaming platform very similar to Twitch. But Twitch, from what I hear, is on some absolute bull crap lately, apparently. Like it's nuts what's going on over there, and a lot of people have started moving over to Kick. So I was like, hey, you know what? Let me get in on this stuff early. Let me jump in on this. And I'm like, okay. They've got a monetization program set up. I'm like, okay, that's a plus. It's a lot easier to get monetized over there than it is on YouTube because you have to get 1,000 subs on YouTube and like 40,000 hours of watch time, or maybe 40,000. I think it's 4,000 hours of watch time and 1,000 subs, which I've got the watch time down. All right. Simple. It's the subs I'm needing. But it's a lot easier to get monetized on Kick. So I'm over on Kick. I'm going to start streaming over there. All right. I may actually, because I'm going to do some post-game on my gaming channel, which is also linked down below. I've been doing a Let's Play of Kingdom Hearts 3 Chain of Memories. I have to do some post-game content, and it takes a while to do that. So I may start streaming that over on Kick. That may be my first stream is the post-game content for my Rechain of Memories Let's Play, and then I'll upload an edited version of that stream over to YouTube a little bit later on. But I am going to start streaming on Kick. and we'll see how that goes. So that's where I've expanded to. Unaligned Force user, are you on Discord? Not yet, but I do intend to make a Discord very, very soon. The problem I have with Discord right now is that I need to put this in a way to where YouTube's not going to get all, antsy about how I put this. There has been content creators who have made a Discord, and in doing so, they have a lot of people on there, a lot of followers on there, and there has been some situations that have popped up involving contact with people that are not of age. All right. And I'm not talking about the content creators themselves. No. Let me put that out there. I'm talking about other followers, people that follow the content creator, follow the Discord, who have made contact with people that are not quite of age in a very not safe for work manner. I think you guys know what I'm going for here. And that is the last thing I want to deal with, bro. That is the last issue I want to deal with. So when it comes to Discord, I kind of want to get a bigger following so I can have moderators. Because right now I'm a very small channel. Now I've been very happy with the growth we've seen in the last few months. All right. Very happy with that. But I'm still a very small channel. Channels, plural. So when it comes to Discord, I want to gain a bigger following, create a circle of trust with certain people that I can designate as moderators of the Discord. So if stuff like that does start to go down, they can jump on it real quick. And of course, if there's something illegal going down, we will immediately report that to the authorities. Also, I am not going to let people that are underage into the Discord because screw that, okay? Like, that's not happening, all right? That is definitely not happening. But sometimes people slip in, they lie when they sign up for this stuff. What the age in their profile is not always the age they are in real life. Stuff like that happens. And yeah. And then of course there's people in there that do some like really crazy stuff like neo World War II German type of stuff. Like I think you guys know what I'm hinting at there. I don't want any of that stuff in there. So when it comes to Discord, I need to be very careful with how I set that up. But I will make a Discord eventually. That is coming down the road. Absolutely. But for now, I have expanded to Kick. I have expanded to TikTok, and the link to both of those are going to be down in the description box down below. Go check them out. Go follow me over there. I will start uploading content over there very, very soon. So there you go. All right. Unaligned Force user says, what are your thoughts on the Skeleton Crew? Didn't they cancel that? I haven't kept up with that, to be honest with you. But didn't they cancel that? Because they were canceling like a bunch of different stuff, weren't they? Yeah, I think they canceled that. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll jump into our next topic. And to do that, we got to get back to YouTube. I've got some messages. What's going on here? Oh, okay, yeah. Gotcha. Okay. All right, so, and by the way, this is my pop culture channel, obviously. JeskerJames with a Z. And then if we pop over to the gaming channel, it's JeskerJames with S's. Boom. And yeah, there's my Rechain of Memories. Let's play. I've already got like all of Riku's story done. I've got that uploaded on Patreon already. Patrons get early access to stuff like that. I should have another episode coming out publicly tomorrow on YouTube. And then the last episode of Riku's story on Friday on YouTube. But part 22 and 23 are already available on Patreon. I would love it too, but unfortunately it is what it is. Yeah, on the Discord thing, I just have to... oh, you're talking about Skeleton Crew. I haven't really followed the news about that. And then I am also streaming on Okay, whoa, what the hell is this? Yo, okay, no. I want to my
Whoa, what
political
the
channel.
hell is
There we go.
this?
So this is my real talk channel, and I forgot I posted this short. Okay, but anyways, so this is my real talk channel. This is where I would talk about stuff like politics and everything. And I've tried uploading here before, but I really don't know exactly how I want to do the content on this channel. But I am like simulcasting this stream onto this channel as well, so it's there. But yeah, like I've got a channel discussing culture, politics, religion, philosophy, and science, all from a unique, no bullcrap point of view. So I do plan to actually start posting more on this channel. I actually think what I might do as like the first big video on this channel that's going to be a permanent video, I think might actually be a 2024 election prediction video. And I will post that on, when is election day in 2024? Hold up. Election 2024. What day is that? That is going to be November 5th. So, what I might do is I'll post an election prediction video November 5th of 2023, since that's going to be a year from the election next year. Might do that. And I'm going to tell you right now, my politics are a little unorthodox. So if you try to fit me into a box, you're going to have a very difficult time doing that. All right. I would consider myself to be very independently minded. Definitely. I used to be very right wing, but compared to what there is in America, right wing. But I've kind of shifted to be more independent. I don't know. I think you guys will enjoy it though. But I don't want to be just a political channel. Obviously, if I'm going to do real world topics, politics is kind of unavoidable. But I also want to talk about culture and religion and philosophy and science. Like I want to talk about a bunch of different stuff, but I want it to be a real talk channel. Anyways, I'm going to get more active with this. And then there's going to be some topics regarding all of this that are not going to be YouTube friendly, that are going to be exclusive to Patreon. So that is what it is. All right. But yeah, that is the expansion of the social media presence as of right now. Tell me what you guys think about it. All right. And yeah, follow all this stuff. The links to everything is down in the description box down below. So go and check it out. Would very much be appreciated. And yeah, big things are coming down the pipeline, folks. Big things are coming down the pipeline. All right. So we are moving on to our next story, and we're going to be talking about a couple of current topics. I was thinking about talking about some of the political stuff tonight, but I think I'll hold off on that, and because I don't really want to spread all that on the other two channels. Obviously, I do get political sometimes, especially on the pop culture channel, because kind of have to in some regards. But I will say this much in regards to things like what's going on Capitol Hill with the Speaker of the House and everything. The Republican Party is an absolute mess right now. It's freaking embarrassing. We're kind of the laughing stock of advanced democracies right now. I'm not going to lie. And Democrats and Republicans both need to get their act together. But what are the chances of that anytime soon? And then the stuff going on in Israel is absolutely just devastating. And obviously, I stand with Israel and support them with what they're going through. It's absolutely nuts. But man, when are we going to grow up as a species? Actually, you know what? Let me go to my pop culture channel, because I actually have a video where it's a short I did. Where's it at? Oh yeah, here it is. Vegeta perfectly describes my feelings on humanity. And this is how I feel right now about a lot of stuff. So this is how I feel about a lot of topics going on in the world right now.
Darn those idiots! Don't they care about their own world? They're like children! Everything has to be done for them! When are you going to grow up? Can't you at least do anything for yourselves? Huh?
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about humanity most days. All right. So let's go ahead and we'll move on to the some of the current topics outside of what's going on with politics, because I kind of want to keep that to the political channel. Yo, dude, this Sniper Wolf situation is freaking crazy, dog. Like, what is happening here? I mean, this is stupid. This is stupid, and it's really dangerous. I'm not gonna lie. It's really freaking dangerous what Sniper Wolf is doing here. First of all, I had never even heard, well, I can't say that. I have heard about Sniper Wolf, but I didn't really know what she did other than she was a popular YouTuber. Apparently, like, she makes some of the most lowbrow content. And by that, I mean, like, content that's really easy to make. She does, like, a lot of reaction videos, apparently, and she doesn't really react to them. It's more like she just watches them. And it's like, dude, that's not the point of a reaction video. The point of a reaction video is, depending on who it is, either number one, it's meant to be funny and it's meant to be entertaining. The reactions are meant to be like, oh crap, like this is hilarious. You know, like you're supposed to laugh to the reactions. All right. So it's either one, meant to be funny and entertaining. All right. Or number two, it's meant to be informative. It's meant to be, it's meant to get a different perspective from said content creator, from whoever's reacting to the content. So like, you know, if somebody's reacting to, I don't know, a trailer for a movie, like you want to get their perspective on like, okay, how does this look? You know, did they see something in this trailer that I didn't see? Did they pick up on something that I didn't pick up on? You know, do they have a theory about where the story is going with this? You know, like if you see somebody react to, I don't know, just throwing it out there, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Like, I've watched people who have reacted to a trailer and they analyze the trailer and they pick up on things that I didn't pick up on. I'm like, oh snap, that's true. That could lead to this. Okay, that changes my perspective entirely. Or they'll watch a trailer for a movie. Like, I don't know, like what movie has come out lately? I don't know, like Indiana Jones or something, and they'll pick something out and I'll be like, oh, that might be true. Like, we might actually get this. You know, like I want to get a different perspective and I want to see what they like. I get some kind of value out of their reaction and their analysis of this. But from what I understand, she's just watching the videos she's reacting to. There's nothing else there. There's no unique perspective. There's no entertainment value. You're just watching some hot chick watch the content. Like, if I wanted that, I would just go watch the original video. Like, what are we doing? Like, that's not the point of a reaction. But she's a chick. She's a hot girl. And that's all that matters. And there's so many. Apparently, she's got like 30 million subscribers. And most of them are dudes. So the situation going on here is that she doxed Jax Films, which, to be fair, I don't know much about him either. I'll be completely honest. But regardless, she doxed him. She's got a lot of fans. You know, most of them are dudes. And that's a very dangerous situation. Like, people have died because they've been doxed. You are putting a YouTuber, you're putting a content creator in danger when you do that type of stuff. That's not right. She needs to be banned from this platform. And I don't say that lightly. All right? Let me be 100% honest here. I don't say that type of stuff lightly. Because I don't believe in just banning people for arbitrary reasons. Now, there's some platforms, and this platform itself has done it to some people, that they will get banned for really stupid reasons, either for copyright issues, which aren't really issues and don't violate copyright laws, or because they didn't like something they said and they will ban them. There has been situations like that, and I'm not in support of that at all. I believe in free speech, and I believe that unless you're just uploading an entire episode of something or whatever, if you're doing a review and you're using clips, that's fine because it's transformative work and it's meant to critique, and that is covered under copyright. It's the same thing with the Let's Play. It is covered under copyright. Why? Because they are Let's Playing the game. People are not experiencing the game themselves. They're not playing the game. They are watching somebody else play the game, and this person has their voice, their appearance on screen, so it is transforming the game. It's fine. But some people have gotten banned anyways, and it's dumb stuff. It's really dumb stuff. I don't agree with that. But when you're doing something like this, like what Sniper Wolf is doing, this is putting people in danger. I don't know if this is a crime necessarily, but it probably should be. Doxing is sick. This is actually putting people in danger. I'm not talking about hurting people's feelings. I'm not talking about being rude or a jackass. All right. I am talking about actually putting people in physical harm. No, absolutely not. And I don't care who you are, and I don't care the reason. Listen. It could be some YouTuber that I absolutely despise. I would still never wish physical harm upon them. And I would never, if I had their personal information, if I had their location, their address, I would never, even if I hate their content and I find them super annoying, or I find them to be a deplorable person, I would never dox them. Because it's a step too far. What the hell? This is disgusting. She needs to be taken off the platform. YouTube needs to step in and do something about this. And I don't care how many views she has. I don't care how many subscribers she has. You can't do this type of stuff. And if YouTube doesn't step in and do something about it, it's going to set a precedent, and a very dangerous precedent. So that's my thoughts on the whole Sniper Wolf and Jack's Film situation. It's very dangerous, and something needs to be done. YouTube needs to take action against Sniper Wolf. All right. So speaking of reacting to stuff, we're actually going to react to a trailer. Dragon Ball Daima. Or as I like to call it, Dragon Ball Babies, or Dragon Ball Rugrats Edition. Actually, that gives me an idea for a video. Yeah, that gives me an idea. I got to see if somebody else has already done it, but that kind of gives me an idea for a video. Be on the lookout. Okay, be on the lookout for that. But Dragon Ball Daima. When I first heard about this, there was a whole thing going around that it was going to be called Dragon Ball Magic. I thought it was really dumb. I was like, okay, wait a minute. What are we doing here? Like, we're taking GT, and let me say first and foremost, folks, I like Dragon Ball GT. I probably like Dragon Ball GT more than I do Dragon Ball Super. Let's keep that in mind. I like Dragon Ball GT more than I like Dragon Ball Super. But to just kind of rip off GT with this new series, I don't know, man. Like, I wasn't digging it. I really wasn't digging it at all, dude. Now, there's some concepts from GT I would like to see reincorporated into Super, like Super Saiyan 4. I think they could give that to Broly. Probably call it Super Saiyan Primal or something to that extent. Baby as a villain, I think, is really, really good, and I wouldn't mind seeing a new version of that in Super. But I was not digging the idea of Dragon Ball Daima until we got the trailer. So let's actually watch the trailer and we'll talk about it. And I'm going to be pausing throughout this because Toei can be a bitch when it comes to copyright. So we are going to be like, we'll be very careful with this. I'm not going to like play the entire trailer all the way through. So here we have them going over like different iterations of Dragon Ball. Like we have the manga in 1984. We have the anime in 1986. Obviously, this is Japanese release dates. We wouldn't get this stuff till the 90s. Dragon Ball Z, 1989. GT, 1996. And I see that they are referencing GT. That's my boy, Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I love Super Saiyan 4. It's so perfect. The Uzaru power, the Super Saiyan power, bring them together. You get the ultimate Saiyan transformation. I love that form. That may be my favorite form in all of Dragon Ball. All right, so obviously we have Battle of Gods in 2013. I see that we're going to go ahead and skip right over Yo's son Goku and Friends Return, which means that Tarble, you get the middle finger. Apparently you are not canon. 20, I guess it was 2015. Resurrection F. And 2016, we get Dragon Ball Super. 2018, we get Dragon Ball Super Broly. 2022, we get Dragon Ball Super Superhero. 2024, Dragon Ball Daima. All right, straight up, this has to be the Demon Realm. And let me clarify something here. In Dragon Ball, the Demon Realm is not hell. You have to understand that the word demon being used here is in an Eastern context, unlike with demons in the West, which are fallen angels and reside in hell. Demon here is more like this otherworldly entity. So the demon realm in Dragon Ball is not hell. Hell is its own thing in Otherworld. The demon realm in Dragon Ball is like a dark dimension that lies on the other side of the physical universe. Like Toriyama drew an example of this. Like he drew a diagram where it showed like this big ball, and like the top half was Otherworld, the bottom half was the physical universe, and then there was like a little tip at the bottom of the ball that was the demon realm. Also, the Supreme Kai realm was like a moon going around the universe, but there was a little tip at the bottom that was the demon realm, and that's where like Deborah came from, and Bobbity hid out there for a while from the Supreme Kais. But I think that's what we're seeing here is a demon realm. Also, this is all being done by Akira Toriyama, which is good stuff. Good stuff. So what we have here next is we have two characters who are viewing the events of the Buu saga. And they seem to have some sort of connection to Deborah. And we're going to see later on, they seem to be really pissed off at Bobbity. So I think that they're pissed off at Bobbity because he brought Deborah under his control, stole Deborah away from the demon realm. And so they're kind of pissed off at Bobbity for stealing their king, because I'm assuming these guys are part of the demon realm. I don't know what the little dude, I don't know what his deal is, but the other guy, I think, is actually a Makaioshin, or an evil Supreme Kai. Now, people are going to say, oh, you mean like Zamasu? No. Zamasu was born a Supreme Kai and became evil later in life. A Makaioshin is a Supreme Kai who was born evil. There was this whole Akira Toriyama interview that came out way after the series ended, where he explained that the Kais grow on these divine trees, and they emerge from fruit that is grown on these divine trees. The regular fruit that grows on these trees produces regular Kais like King Kai. The golden fruits, which grow on these trees and are very, very rare, produce supreme kais. And then there's rotten fruit that grows on these trees, and they produce evil kais, Makaio shins, as they are known in the Japanese. And as soon as they are born, they are immediately cast into the demon realm, and they rule in the demon realm. So they're pretty much the opposite of a supreme kai. Zamasu, a lot of people theorized he was going to like become a Makaio Shin, but no. He was still a Supreme Kai. He just became evil later on. Makaio Shins are born evil. And I think this dude right here, because he's got the Kai look, he's got the Kai hair, I think this dude is a Makaio Shin, which is something I've been wanting to see for the longest. Ever since Akira Toriyama brought up the idea of these Makaio Shins, I've been wanting to see them in the series. And we're finally seeing them. And I'm very, 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 very happy about that. But yeah, these are obviously our villains. And there's some cool imagery here. Like this demon realm. And again, I'm assuming this is the demon realm, but this just looks terrifying, bro. All right. So somebody makes a wish on Shenron. We got a cool looking Shenron. Very nice. Somebody makes a wish on Shenron. And guess what? Goku is transformed back into a kid. But not only Goku, but also Vegeta. And who else? Oh my God. We get Chibi Goku, Chibi Vegeta. Oh my God. It's GT times 10, baby. Let's go. 18 is turned to a kid. Master Roshi is turned into a kid. Everybody is turned. Chi-Chi and Bulma are kids. Everybody is turned into a kid. And now get this. Oh my God. When I first saw this trailer, I didn't even notice this. Goten and Trunks are babies again. Holy. He's even got the same design that he had in the Android saga. Jesus, man. Okay. That's freaking adorable. I'm not going to lie. All right. So. Even the Kais are turned into kids. So this is good stuff. So I'm not going to lie. At first, I thought this was dumb. But when I see the trailer, I'm digging this. I'm not going to lie. Because there has been a Toriyama interview that has come out where the man has said that not only have they been reverted to children, but their power level has decreased. So now they have the power of like when they were kids. So they're not going to be like galaxy busting monsters. All right. They're not going to be that crazy in this series. And we know this because Goku has to go back to relying on the power. And I love the animation here. Yeah, I love it. That right there, that is sexy. That is some sexy animation right there. But yeah, like this dude, my guy, has been turned back into a kid. He's not as powerful as he was before, and I think it's going to lead to some very interesting story potential here. Because let's be completely honest here. They have gotten so stupidly powerful and super. I mean, they are shaking a freaking void, for God's sakes, in the Tournament of Power. They've gotten so ridiculously powerful that it's just gotten hard to wrap your mind around. Honestly, it has. And I don't know, it's taken away some of the excitement of the story. It really has. So seeing these characters reduced to this lower level of power, I think it opens up more for like an adventure type of story. Very similar to the original Dragon Ball. And I know a lot of people started out with Dragon Ball Z, but damn it, do not downplay the original Dragon Ball. The original Dragon Ball is good stuff, man. So if we're going back to that I think is really, really cool. All right. This right here gets me excited. You know who I think this is? It looks like a Namekian. But you know who I think this might be, dog? I think this might be Zalama. Who's Zalama? If you haven't seen Super, who's Zalama? He created the Super Dragon Balls. What are the Super Dragon Balls? They are the original Dragon Balls, and they are uber powerful. Zalama is the dragon god. And I have long suspected that the reason Namekians are able to create Dragon Balls, lesser sets of Dragon Balls, like what we have on Earth and on Namek, is because the Namekians are connected to Zalama. And Zalama may in fact be the progenitor of the Namekian race. I have long suspected that Zalama himself is like a Namekian god, which I think makes a lot of sense. So we might be getting Zalama in this series, which is huge because Zalama has been this character who's kind of in the background. We don't know if he still exists. We don't know what he's doing, but he's like been in the background throughout most of Super, and we know almost next to nothing about this guy, and that mystery has made him such an interesting character to think about. So I hope this is Zalama, because I think it's time for this dude to finally show up. I think if this is Zalama, that just makes me even more excited for this. But let's just move on. All right, so we got more with Kid Goku. Apparently, this is going to have a lot of RPG elements. Apparently, it's going to be like very similar to Dragon Quest, which is something else that Akira Toriyama worked on, which is some cool stuff. So, yeah, you know, they're looking at more of the Boo Saga stuff. Looks like we got some kind of robot here. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. That is a robot. Yo, if this is taking inspiration from GT, what if this is like a canon version of the the Machine Mutants, like what Baby was in General Rildo? What if this is the Machine Mutants? Oh, that gets me excited. And you know why this also gets me excited? Like straight up. Is because if this is taking inspiration from Dragon Ball GT, what are the chances that we're going to get a version of Super Saiyan 4? What if, because Goku is depowered, probably doesn't have access to his god powers, what if he finds a workaround and goes Super Saiyan 4? That would be wild. And like I said before, Super Saiyan 4 is probably my favorite transformation. I would love to see a new version of it. So, Dragon Ball Daima. Wasn't really cool with it. Wasn't really down with it to begin with. Thought it was a dumb idea to begin with. But after seeing the trailer, kind of excited. Not going to lie. I love GT. And if this is taking inspiration from GT, this could be really, really cool. So, 2024, fall 2024. Can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm actually looking forward to Dragon Ball Daima. All right. So, we are close to wrapping up the stream, ladies and gentlemen. That's really most of what I wanted to talk about. But there is some other stuff that I did want to get to. So, I do have one final announcement. And this is something I've been working on for a very long time. Now, I don't know what form this is going to take, but something I've been holding back on. But I kind of want to give you guys a glimpse of what I'm doing. On this channel, especially my pop culture channel, I criticize a lot of stories, both positively and negatively. But I've always wanted to write my own story. And I've been working on my own story for a very long time. As to what form it's going to take, at this point, I can't say. I'm looking at a bunch of different options. Perhaps a comic, perhaps a novel, perhaps a graphic novel. Hell, I might even do a video game. Or I might do an animation. We'll see. But I want to show you guys some concept art. And I love AI, man. AI has really helped me bring some of these ideas to life in a super easy way. So I want to show you guys some concept art. So this is some stuff I've been working on. And what you're about to see here, this is actually concept art for a villain from my story. Tell me what you guys think. Here the man is. And remember, this is a concept art. This is not final. And I'm not going to tell you the character's name. I have to be very careful with this because I don't want my ideas to get stolen. But I will say this guy is a villain. He is a bad guy. In fact, he's one of the main villains. What do you guys think about him? Let me know. But he is one of the main villains in the story I am working on. And I will release more details about this later, but I have to hold my cards close to the vest right now. Because I don't want too much to get out there, because I don't want people stealing my ideas. But I can show you concept art, because while it gives you an idea of the characters, it's not quite what the characters are going to look like at the end. So now we have a female character that's going to be in this story. What do you guys think about her? She is going to be a good guy. She's going to be part of the main cast. And this gives you an idea what she's going to look like. What do you think about her? I like the colors. Obviously, red's her main color. But what do you guys think? And then the final piece of art I'm going to show you guys is concept art of my main character. Not exactly what he's going to look like, but it gives you an idea of what my main character will look like. Not going to give you his name, but it gives you an idea. I think he looks pretty cool. Now, obviously, this is not what he's going to look like in the final product, but it gives you an idea. What do you guys think about this? And also, are you interested in an original story? Are you interested? And what form would you be most interested in it taking? A comic, a novel, a graphic novel, maybe a video game, an animated series? Would you guys support it? Let me know. But I just want to give you guys a preview so you guys know of some of the stuff I've been working on. So, tell me what you think about that. I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. Can't go into any more detail right now, but I wanted to give you guys some idea of something I've been working on, a project I've been working on. All right. And I really do hope that this takes off more than anything else. All right. That being said, do I have anything else I need to add for tonight? I don't believe so, folks. I think that is it. I think we are good. I think we are golden. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to call it a night. Thank you for watching. Again, check out the Kick channel. Check out the TikTok channel. That's new stuff. I'll start posting over there very, very soon. I want your thoughts on this original story I'm working on. What do you guys think of it? From what I've said, from what you guys have seen, just this little glimpse, what do you guys think about it? Let me know. All right. That being said, we are going to call it a night, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for watching. I will see you guys in the future. I do have some stuff coming out later this week. Of course, early access to a bunch of videos is over on the Patreon. The link to all my channels, all my social media, everything is down in the description box down below. Please check it out. And if you can, I know the economy is rough right now, but if you can support the channel in any way financially, Patreon's a big one because you get early access to stuff and you'll be getting some exclusive content as well in the future. And even right now, hell, I've got the Ahsoka live reactions completely unedited right there on Patreon. That would be greatly appreciated. I also have Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all that good stuff. Information for that is at the bottom of the screen and down in the description box down below if you guys can support the channel that way. If you can't, the other biggest way to support the channel is to subscribe, to like, to click the bell for notifications, and share the content so more people can do the same. It is greatly appreciated. But I love you guys. Thank you for all the support so far. Let's keep it going. We're going to get there. The next big milestone for us is going to be, well, the next big milestone is going to be 500 subs, but the one that we're really aiming for is 1,000 subs so that we can apply for monetization. All right. That being said, I love you guys. Thank you for the support. And this is JeskerJames signing out.